Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. Spontaneous review, this one, but it's an absolute classic beer. So recently, Mountain Culture had their 5th birthday, and they released some new beers for it, but they also re-released some of their bangers. Be Kind Rewind being one of them. New England IPA, 7.3%. And the reason for the whole name and the colour scheme is when Mountain Culture first started their brewery up in Katoomba in the Blue Mountains, they took over a Civic video store. So yeah, the whole Be Kind Rewind, bit of a slogan, and that's the colours of Civic video. So I thought that's pretty cool. And yeah, when this beer first come out, it had a lot of hype. It was an absolute banger. It's one of the sort of first beers in Australia to showcase Sabro. So yeah, looking forward to trying it again. I think this is about the 3rd or 4th time they've re-released it. So yeah, they had 2 brand new beers, and then they re-released this Cult Juice, Back to Cali, West Coast, and what's the other one? Oh, Hill People, Oat Milk. So yeah, let's get into it. Got my hashtag proper glassware, Mountain Culture. One of my favourite glasses, this one, it's sick as. And cheers to Stewie in the chat. Good to see you, brother. I didn't expect there to be too many people around today, so it's good to see someone. And I'm back on night shift this week, so I thought I can get away with having a few beers early in the day. Oh, that looks so good. Looks pretty tasty. And it even looks all right in my camera, which is not very often. So in reality, it's like a real bright, vibrant orange. Couldn't get much more like bright orange. It's about a 3 to 4 finger head. Looks very like smooth and creamy. I'd say full bodied, looks quite thick. And the carbonation's probably, I'd say mild to medium. But yeah, it looks really hazy, really juicy. Let's get into the aroma, shall we? Oh, woo-wee! This Bulls hat I've got on, I remember purchasing it years ago, and I think it actually changes colour in the sun. I got a feeling it turns into like a pink or something. I just forgot, I completely forgot I had it. It's been sitting amongst a heap of clothes, just sort of in storage. And yeah, I come across it. I'm like, wow, that's awesome. So yeah, new addition to the family. So aroma, getting huge grapefruit, passion fruit, pineapple, mango, some coconut there. Orange. It's grassy. There's a little touch of pine, but it's very juicy, quite sweet. Oh, I can't wait to get into it. I just know it's going to be good. And yeah, just looking at it, it just looks so luscious. Like pillowy head, just like real full. I could lay down and go to sleep in it. Mm. But yeah, I think I've got pretty much all the flavours covered. As far as the base goes, it's like a white bready base, maybe slightly crackery. Most of the New Englands are similar. You'll get like oat and wheat for like the body. This one doesn't have lactose. It's not like an oat cream, just a standard New England. But yeah, it's a little bit of pith there, but mostly sweet. And I don't think it's got much bitterness on it from what I remember. But yeah, I'm getting into it. And I was going to be around earlier actually, but every time we have storms here or bad wind, my landlord's a real tight ass and he has this real cheap sheep fencing around the property. So every time without fail, something falls over or comes loose. And yeah, my bloody dog's got out again. So I've been having to bloody search the neighbourhood for them and then finding stuff to lean against the fence to hold it together for a while. It just does my head in, the constant like maintenance to this property, and it's like you pay top dollar to live here. Sick of greedy landlords, and they just don't give a fuck about anyone else but themselves. Anyway, I'm going in. God, that looks good. The old beard's getting a bit shabby. Oh, that coconut's really nice. So yeah, as I said, this was one of the beers that first showcased Sabro in like craft beer in Australia. I remember this, and there was one from Range, one of their oat creams, and yeah, that was when I really was digging like hazy IPAs. But as most people know, I'm sort of a bit over them now. I mean, you get a good one like this, and it's different, but very nice mouthfeel, very full bodied, smooth, creamy, pillowy. I like that little touch of pith because there's a lot of sweetness, but it's like that. I feel like it's the grapefruit, like you're getting that pithy, like grapefruit skin. And even like I feel like the passion fruit's got that sort of slight tart edge to it. Because yeah, it just a lot of the fruits are generally quite sweet. And you put that together with a sweet malt base, and yeah, it can be a bit too much at times. But yeah, this one's very well rounded, good balance. As I said, there's a little bit of bitterness there, but yeah, it's pretty mild. It's a very good New England IPA, and I would put this up against most stuff worldwide. I've always considered this as one of their best. I can't remember what I scored Hill People because I had that recently too. Very good beer, but I prefer this one because Hill People's got that addition of the lactose. This is more a real beer. As far as hazies go, I like when they just keep them simple. And yeah, this is very good for what it is. What else has happened this weekend? It's been pretty quiet. I did that Grumbleweed review yesterday with the original and the 6 different variants, different strains of hemp. That was pretty good, but I must be honest, it was very hard trying to finish the cans off afterwards. They all got a bit samey and yeah, obviously got warm as well. I did finish them, but it was a real struggle. I was just craving something else. Because yeah, me and a few of the boys were watching the UFC. And unfortunately, John Jones won, and I'm not a fan of him. So, yeah, I ended up getting the early night, a half decent sleep, and then, yeah, back to work for night shift the rest of the week. So, yeah, hence why I'm having a couple of cheeky beers now because, yeah, I don't work till like ages away. But yeah, score for this one, I'm going to go with the original score I gave it years ago, 4.75. It's an absolute banger. Definitely one of my favourite Australian IPAs. I could drink this not all day, every day, but I could drink it very, very often. And yeah, it's right in the sweet spot with like ABV, 7.3. Not too light, not too heavy. Just like the perfect New England. I'm really hoping they re-release something like this when Adam from Mersey Beers comes over to Australia, because then I can sort of say like this is like what one of our top tier New England's like. What are your thoughts? Like, how do you compare it to like your track, your Verdant, and the American stuff you've had? And also another thing that's a little bit exciting is one of my Instagram mates that goes over to America quite often. He got in contact with me last night because he knows I love like trying to like get bucket list beers and particular breweries and stuff. And he's doing a trip over there. He's I think he's over there at the moment. He's coming home in the next week or two, and he's already got hold of some stuff. So I've like put in for a few, and Pliny for president was one of them. So that's going to be awesome. Getting my hands on that. That was always a bucket list beer. So yeah, now I've had Pliny the elder from him, and now Pliny for president. It'd be good just to complete the three and get the younger, but I think the younger's pretty hard to get. I think it's like more on draft from what I hear. Some other stuff. He's going to try and get some more monkish for me, so that'll be good because they're one of my favourite breweries. He's got Treehouse there, but just for the list of what he had, like I've had a few Treehouse now, and the ones that he had were like ones I've already sort of had similar to. I sort of wanted to try something a bit different. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what else he can get. I was trying to see if he could get some Horace because that was a brewery I always wanted to try, like some Horace stouts. But yeah, if anyone has any recommendations for West Coast breweries, he was sort of asking what I thought. Yeah, obviously you've got Brewhouse up in like the northwest, but yeah, we were thinking maybe like Everywhere's another one, like in the LA area. Yeah, we said Horace, like Bottle Logic, and a lot of that stuff now. Green Cheek, I'm able to get it here anyway, so there's no point trying to bring it back from America. It's too costly, and if you can get it here, it's like, what's the point? I was trying to think of sort of some San Diego breweries, or maybe like Seattle or somewhere right up north. Hmm. But yeah, it's a crazy world. There's so many good breweries everywhere. And it's awesome. I don't have to take a photo of this bad boy, so I can just sit and relax and talk shit like I do. So has anyone had anything exciting on this weekend? I do have another concert I've just bought tickets for as well. Stewie, being a UK man, you might know him, Kasabian. They're from Leicester in the UK. I seen them about a decade ago, and they were phenomenal. And yeah, they're touring heavily at the moment in like the UK and Europe, and they've even done a bit of Japan and stuff. And their gigs just look so awesome. And yeah, they just announced yesterday or the day before that they're coming back to Australia. And I always thought if they come back, I want to go see them. It was amazing though, because they said they were coming back last night and the tickets already go on sale like tomorrow. So you got to be quick. You definitely got to make sure if there's certain bands you want to see, they just seem to drop of the hat now. Like you don't get time to think about it. So it's always handy to have that cash sort of sitting there ready to go. At least they won't be as expensive as Oasis and Metallica. So yeah, I should be able to get tickets to that pretty easily. I've already got the pre-sale thing, and I don't think there was heaps of people involved. So I want to try and get a meet and greet or something like that. I reckon it'd be cool. There's no point with a meet and greet for like Metallica and Oasis because it'd just be not only too expensive, but I just think it'd be, I don't know, just manic. There'd be too many people trying to do it, and yeah. But a band like Kasabian, they're huge in the UK, but when they come to countries like Australia, they're pretty small. So like, I think if you were to meet them here, it'd be perfect because like you'd probably end up hanging backstage, and it'd be like a real awesome occasion. And I love Serge; he's such a good dude. Not only is he an awesome muso, but he's actually a really good footballer. Probably could have made it professionally. Look at that paw. Just looks lush. Yes. What looks better, the beer or the hat or the beard? Yeah, dude. That's my shit. That is my jam. That's my favorite. Um, what is it called again? West Rider, West Rider Lunatic Asylum, something like that. It's got a really weird name. I love that. I love the self-titled. Um, to be honest, they're one of those bands that I mean the album in between those two wasn't that good. And then they had a later one that wasn't quite as good, but their album they've just done's actually decent. And then they had one before that that was really good as well. You know how you get some people that just don't bother listening to new music and then they write it off, but I'm one of those people that will try and try and try if it's a band I like. And I feel like a lot of new albums these days get harshly criticized just because they're so easily to get now and you don't have to buy them. And people tend to listen more now to one song than whole albums. So I feel sorry for bands when it comes to like, yeah, their full LP sort of thing. But yeah, I felt like Kasabian have been pretty solid over the years. Most of their albums have been pretty good. It sounds like you're into some similar shit to me, Stewie. It's good. So yeah, three of my favourite bands I'm seeing in the 1 year, so that's good. Kasabian first, Metallica second, Oasis third. Or is it no, actually it's Oasis then Metallica, but they're in the same week. But yeah, the good thing with Kasabian is I don't have to wait too long. It's on in March, I think. Whereas the other two you get the tickets for and then you gotta wait a year till they play. God, this beer's good. Cheers, Dan. Good to see you, brother. West Rider Pauper Lunatic Asylum. That's the one. Self-titled's awesome. But the thing I liked more about West Rider is it was more guitar and drums and stuff, whereas Self-titled's got more of that electronic sort of sound. I'm always going to lean more towards like instrumental stuff. I really like. I love Arctic Monkeys, and their album AM is like one of my favorite albums of all time. I mean, their first album was phenomenal, but AM, just that style of music, they've got that like classic rock mixed with like a bit of swag. Like it's so fucking good, and I wish they'd bring out another album with that sound. But they went down this whole like I still enjoy it, the whole like piano, sort of like jazzy. It's real different, but I just wish they'd do AM sort of stuff because that's where people love them. Like, Do I Want to Know and Are You Mine? And like, that was such good songs. Yeah, Clubfoot. Down, 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 down. Yeah, when I seen them the first time, it was the last time they were here in Australia. It was a good 10 years ago, and I went with my best mate. And it was so good. Yeah, it's almost like I want to sort of hit him up and go, "Do you want to come to the gig with me, dude?" So the more I'm sitting on this, I'm getting like more of that pith and a little more bitterness. So yeah, it's sort of changed, but for the good. Such a good beer. I had two of these, and I had two of quite a few of the others, and then there was four of the new ones, and the new ones just weren't as good as these. So I sort of wish it was the other way around. Because now I've finished this, I've finished Back to Cali. Oh, actually, I might have another can of Back to Cali. I reviewed it anyway, so yeah, dude. I obviously like it. It took effect on me because I was so strong. But after I did the stream, it was like I just got a bit sick of them. I still tried to finish them off. I watched the whole UFC event with like a few of the boys, and then like yeah, having dinner and just watching. I was watching some travel stuff on YouTube. I just kept drinking them, but I just got so sick of them because they got warm. They all tasted the same. It was like I just needed something else. It got to a stage where I sort of just wish I just had it like, I don't know, just tip the rest of them out. But I kept drinking them. I didn't want to waste them, sort of thing. So yeah, I obviously felt pretty pissed when I was doing the review, but that was probably as pissed as I got because yeah, the rest of the day I was just taking it very slow. So yeah, I never really got a hangover or anything like that because throughout the day I had like a couple of energy drinks, I had some food, I had a heap of water. I even had like a couple of electrolyte drinks and that. So I woke up this morning good as. Like if anything, I just felt a bit tired. And then yeah, this morning I had I made some chicken sandwiches and had a coffee, and I was like, ooh, I'm feeling the need for another beer. So yeah, it was good in a way that I just paced myself. I mean, I didn't pace myself during the review. I was always gonna get pretty drunk during the review, but yeah, I'm sort of glad afterwards I just took it easy. They were good beers, but just it was just too much to consume. Yeah, they were so boozy, dude. It would have been the sort of thing if it was like 3 or 4, it would have been fine. There was just too many and they were too similar. Cheers, Drewy. Speaking of people I was hanging around yesterday, hope you're well, dude. I see you've gone live, I think. So you'll probably see me shortly. I just, I had a bit of shit going on this morning, so this is my first beer. Yeah. I was Josh was saying he was going to go live, so I was going to jump on with him. And then I think I quickly had a look when I was in the shower and you were on Ghosts. And then I heard something about you doing a stream when you were leaving Ghosts. So no doubt you'll see me soon, brother. Yeah, for sure. Geordie wouldn't be able to drink one of those beers, I don't reckon. He's used to like shitty supermarket stuff that's like 4 or 5%. It really takes a lot to drink beers like that. Like, 12.8's pretty harsh on the old head and the body. When it comes to like big beers and that, I'm pretty good. Like I can hold my own with a lot of people, but the only thing that gets me is like the sleepiness. Just the whole being a rotating shift worker and getting a bit older now, I get tired so fucking easily. Cheers, Ghost. Good to see you, mate. I'm assuming you're on Drewies as well. At a guess, I'd say it's probably, I'm going to say Drew, KC, you, and maybe Josh. Yeah. It definitely had those when it warmed especially, it had that alcohol, like that diesel sort of quality, like quite intense. Like you knew you were drinking something real boozy. And as I said with Bacchus, they're definitely more known for their dark beers. Their stouts are luscious and they use a lot of adjuncts. And I just feel like with their IPAs, they still have a lot to learn. They're very hit and miss. When I do orders with Bacchus, I'm very cautious with what I get from them. The only reason I got so many IPAs from them this time around is just because I was very intrigued by this whole weed series. I just thought it was pretty cool. But after drinking them and really getting over them by the end of the day, it was like if I do another order through them, I'll probably be very lucky to get one IPA, to be honest. So those of you that have just joined in, I'm drinking one of the classics from Mountain Culture. It's a re-release. As I said, like when they first started in Katoomba up in the mountains, they took over an old Civic video store, and that was the colour scheme of the video store. And then they've called it Be Kind Rewind. So when you take your VHS back, make sure you rewind it or you get a fine and just be a good guy. I love that. It's so cool. And yeah, this was one of the first sort of limited releases they had. Especially, it was a bit of a pioneer in Aussie brewing with Sabro. So this one had Sabro and Big Secret. And yeah, I just remember when I first had this and a beer from Range. The one from Range was called Yo-Yo Enthusiast, and that had Sabro as well. And I remember this being unreal, but the Range one being even better than this. And the reason why the Range one was so fucking good is because, yeah, it was heavily Sabro, but it was also an oat cream. So it had like the lactose, the oats, the all that, and it just smooth and creamy, sweet. Like it tasted like candy, sherbet, citrus, like and coconut. It just really worked. And it even had like a vanilla-y sort of thing going on. So yeah, it was like this beer was so rad, and then the Range one like blew this away. But yeah, it's good that they keep re-releasing this because as far as Aussie craft goes, this is definitely one of the finest IPAs in the country. So it's good for the channel too to be able to review it on here because obviously it's been around for a while, but my channel's only been around since Christmas time. So it's good to be able to get your hands on some of the beers that you've had before, but they were released like previously, sort of thing. Cheers, Doubtfire. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, funnily enough, I was explaining at the start of the video, dude. I was going through like just some clothes that were sitting sort of in storage. And then I've seen this hat, and I'm like, I remember buying this hat from Culture Kings, and I really liked it. It actually changes color in the sun. I think it goes to like a pink, but I must have just forgot about it. Like, I don't know why, but I've never wore it. Like, just I might have bought it with some other stuff, and maybe some other hats I had at the time might have. It might have actually been a case because it's a bit smaller. I had the long hair, so maybe the other hats I bought fit the long hair more, and this was probably a bit too small. And yeah, but anyway, like I've come across it now, and I'm like, fuck, this hat's sick as. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'll have to go outside and see if it changes colour. But it's just been sitting amongst clothes for like a good year or two. Pretty funny. Geordie's live. What a surprise. Probably for the fourth time today. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Hey, dude. Yeah, because he's a Bulls fan. He had a pretty sick Bulls hat on yesterday, like the one with the different colours. Yeah, I have to agree. Some of the finals ones are unreal. But yeah, dude, just come across this one randomly. Yeah, I remember buying it, but it was like I just completely forgot about it. I'm one of those people. I've got so many hats, and I'm always on the hunt for more. And when it comes to NBA, I'm not loyal to one team, so it makes it better. Like I just tend to buy what I think looks good. I obviously have to have some love for a team or have like a player that I admire or whatever. But I think it's more of a like almost like it's solar powered. Nah, I think it like changes color in the sun, dude. Once I finish this stream, I'll walk outside and see what happens. No, all good, dude. I'm assuming these are all on Druids. I'll have to come over there. See, I've only got a little bit left. Very, very nice beer. It really showcases Sabro. You get that awesome coconut, tropical and citrus fruit, little touch of pine. So I'm out of here. Thanks everyone for chiming in, especially Stewie, who was here from the start and kept me company with his chat. Always appreciated. I'm on night shift this week, so there will be morning reviews from Sammy. I've got plenty of good beers coming as well, so I'm trying to think what I might do tomorrow. But look out for me and Bumpy. Me and Bumpy are gonna do a couple of Garage Project Trillium beers together. It's more than likely going to be midweek, around probably a few hours earlier than what it is now. I dare say it'd be before Beer Man's Beer and Cheese. That's probably the day we're going to do it. So we'll do the two beers in the one review, and I'm not sure whose channel it'll be on now. Like it might be on both. But yeah, thanks again for chiming in, and we'll see you again soon.